Hello everyone, welcome to my craft table. I wanted to film a short little video on a tip that I thought would be very helpful, and it really just uses scrap vinyl. So basically on these mats we have the protective film, and I don't know about you, but so many times I take the film off and I set it down and then I forget which direction that I set it down in, and when I go to put it back on, I'm not sure which side was the super clean side that needs to go down on the sticky part of the mat versus the outer side, which is, you know, if it's dusty or dirty, it's not too big of a deal. So I've heard a lot of suggestions for putting some kind of decal or Sharpie or something. So I thought today that I would basically take some scrap vinyl and make like a little decal that I could put on the front of my mat carrier sheet here, and then that way when I put it down I'll know exactly what side is the clean side and what side is the side that is just the side that doesn't need to go against the mat. So the materials that we'll need today is, of course, your cutting mats, some scrap vinyl, a scraper tool, scissors and a weeding tool, rubbing alcohol to clean the surface, and then I've got some scrap transfer tape as well. So let's go over to Design Space and get started. Okay, so here I am in Design Space, and I thought that I would basically just go into Images and look for something that just says like craft. And let's see here. I like this one. I'll put that down in my queue. You can see it down here. And I like this one as well. So I have both of these down in my queue, and I only have 2 mats right now. The rest are on order. So I'm going to go ahead and add to canvas. And when they come in, they're all grouped together like this. So I'll just click on the canvas itself and then I can slide them over. And I've already pre-measured my scrap vinyl, and it's about, I don't know, it's about 1 inch high and a couple inches wide. So I'm actually going to just resize these, and I'm going to take it down to about 0.9. That's actually kind of small. I might want to, all right. So here we go, and then I'm going to bring this one over. I really like this one. This one actually might be a lot easier to read, so maybe I should change my mind here. So 0.9, you can also change your size like that, just typing in these boxes up here. Okay, so, all right. Now, I'm only going to use some white scrap vinyl. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to white, and I'm going to change this to white. Okay, and this way you can see that everything is turned white. So it is important when you notice multiple layers and you want things to cut exactly the way you see them. Okay, I'm going to select that. You can click Attach. Okay, you could also, if you know for a fact that this particular image you're never going to use for anything else, you could weld it together. But once you weld it together, it is literally basically super glued together, and you cannot undo that. All right, so we've got, let me fix my sizing here because I undid that sizing. Okay, this one looks good. Okay. So this one is already ready to go. It does have multiple layers. I'm going to go ahead and click Attach on that because I don't want this heart to be moved somewhere else by the design software. Okay, so next up we are going to click Make and go check it out over here on the cutting mat space. And I'm going to blow that up for you. You can see where I've got the one decal here and the other one here. I'm just going to space them out a little bit. Will make it easier for weeding. So when I need my scrap vinyl, I'm going to need a piece that is about 2 inches by 3 inches. I'm going to be placing this on a mat. I do not need to mirror because we are not using HTV iron-on. I'm going to go ahead and get my mat ready and then we'll get loaded. Okay, so I'm going to hit continue and got to make sure your machine is on. I'm going to connect via Bluetooth and I'm just going to choose premium vinyl removable mat. And I generally like to hit the more pressure just because I like to make sure that it cuts it in one pass. And my fine point blade is loaded. All right, our design is cut out, and I know you can't really see because it's white. Well, we kind of can. But I'm going to do a couple of things. I'm going to turn the mat completely over, and I'm going to be pulling the mat away from the vinyl instead of the vinyl away from the mat. Set that aside. And then something that a tip that I learned this week is to just gently burnish the vinyl back down. You know, we've kind of basically upset that vinyl a little bit, so burnish it back down onto its carrier sheet so that when we start to weed, it'll be a little bit easier. So I'm going to try that right now, today, to see if it's a good idea. So I'm going to cut off my excess and save that for scrap. I love scraps because sometimes you have these really small projects. All right, and so we have this one here, and usually just grab a little corner, pull that off. There we go. Well, that made quick work of that. And then I'm going to pull out the inner. Now these letters, sometimes when I do these intricate designs with all these little letters, they don't like to come off. The letters like to come off with the vinyl that I'm trying. Oh my gosh, look at that. This time it worked. Those little tiny letters did not come up this time. Well, I'll be. Okay, guys, apparently the little tip of burnishing your vinyl before you weed is actually quite handy. I don't know about you guys, but I love to not only make things for others, I've actually made quite a few little things for others lately. I've made stickers for my friends. In fact, I took one of my friends, her dog picture she sent me. I turned him into a sticker. It was the cutest thing ever. And it looked so good. It actually looked like a real picture that was a sticker, not like a cartoon. So I was so impressed. Okay, I think that's weeded out really nicely. I don't know if it'll focus for you. Oh, look at that. It's so cute. Okay, now we're going to go to this next one. And, okay, this one, not so much. We've got a T that doesn't want to cooperate. So we're going to put that down, and then got the A. I'm not sure where that little F went, so we'll have to find that guy. Okay, I think he's back here. So sometimes this is what I was talking about with these intricate designs. You end up having to sometimes, and that's okay. You know, it all works out. This slow, perfect. So that weeding was not as bad as I had anticipated. I like weeding, so it doesn't really bother me. Okay, so then there's this one. It says let's create. Here we go. Or let's craft. There we go. Okay, so made to craft and let's craft. Now, what we're going to do, and clean up here just a little bit, is going to take my mat and my protective sheet, okay, and I'm going to put it back on here. And I am going to use some rubbing alcohol on this steel because I want to make sure that my vinyl sticks to this side. So, and it doesn't hurt that this side gets a good cleaning. So the idea is that when I'm crafting and I take this off and set it aside, that the decal will be, I'll peel it off and lay it upside down, and so the decal will be the wrong way, and then when I put it back on, then the decal will sit here the right way. Okay, so now we need, and I just am using some scrap transfer tape. I'm not even using a full, probably be the last time I use this particular piece of transfer tape, which is fine. So I'm going to burnish really, really good. But I do have to be careful because I don't want to upset these letters. It is a very delicate design. Okay, and I'm going to burnish the back. All right, and then ooh, that peeled off so nice. Look at that. All right, and then I'm just going to place that up here in the corner. And I think I'm going to offset it just slightly. Burnish down really well. Sometimes think I over burnish, but then again, I don't know. I don't know if you can over burnish. And then I'm going to pull up the transfer tape. There we go. Look at that. That looks so good. Okay, let's do the other one really fast. Now, of course, the other mat, this mat has been through the ringer. I ordered some new mats. I know some people clean theirs, and yes, I do clean my mat, but this one in particular has been through the ringer. It has seen a lot of things, so I've decided that this one is probably one that needs to be replaced. But the carrier sheet, okay. Some transfer tape. And we're going to burnish really good. Okay, so 2 tips that we have learned today. 1, once you cut your vinyl, burnish it back down onto its regular carrier sheet so that it is easier to weed. That actually was one of the best tips that I've gleaned from the week. And then when you get your mats, put a decal or put, oh, our T did not come off. We're going to have to do a little surgery. That is okay. When you get your mats, put your like a sticker or vinyl sticker in the corner so that you know what side is what. All right, and then this one, just gonna place there in that top corner as well. Burnish it down really good. Get it all stuck to the cover sheet, and then slowly pull it up. Oh, look, that's so good. All right, I'm gonna toss these before I forget. All right, so there we go. That looks so good. Hopefully this tip was helpful for you, and hopefully the burnishing tip is helpful for you as well. It definitely made a huge difference in weeding for these intricate designs especially. All right, well, thanks for stopping by my craft table, and I will see you next time. Happy crafting!